Jai Ganesh, dear friends, every new beginning is made only after invoking Ganesha. So, as we start our Ganesha sadhana, let's begin with the story of Ganesha's beginning. So, Parvati had just gotten the news that Shiva had been liberated from the influence of Gajasura and he was coming home. So, just like any loving wife, she wanted to adorn herself to welcome him, and so she decided to go for a bath. On her body, she put on sandalwood. In some stories, it is she's putting on turmeric and fragrant mud on herself, and she's put all that, and it dries on her body. It mixes with her sweat, and it dries on her body. And now she wants to go for a bath. She looks around and she remembers that Nandi is with Shiva. So, who's going to protect her? Who's going to guard her as she goes for a bath? So, she looks at her body and she starts removing the sandalwood or the, the mitti, the mud that she had applied on herself. And from that, she fashions the statue or an idol of a beautiful boy. And then she breathes life into it. Now, this form of Ganesha is also called Vinayaka. Vina means without, and Nayak means man, because this form was created without a man. So now Parvati instructs this boy, her son, that he should guard the entrance to the bath, and under no condition he shouldn't allow anyone in. And he agrees. And then Shiva comes, and obviously he wants to go inside his own home. But this little boy stops him and says that his mother has instructed him, has ordered him to let no one in. Now Shiva is very perplexed and he tells him who he is, and Nandi comes in and tells him who Shiva is. But Vinayaka, this boy, refuses to budge. He is very, very stubborn about it. He does not, refuses to listen to any reason. It is said Devas try to explain and the rishis try to explain to him. But he is determined that he's going to carry out his mom's instructions to the word. And he's going to stand his ground. So after repeated warnings, Shiva, in a fit of rage, slashes the boy's head off. And then he realizes what has just happened. Now, Parvati, of course, when she comes to know of this, you know, hell hath no fury. She is just ready to destroy the whole world unless her son is revived. Shiva then asks the rishis and all the other people gathered there to go northwards and get the head of the first creature they encounter who would give his head up. So now, interestingly, the very first creature that they encounter is Gajasura. Gajasura is his story is very interesting. I'll be narrating it tomorrow. But Gajasura had this special siddhi ability to roam around as a elephant. So now, after this incident, even Shiva becomes a part of creation of Ganesha or Ganpati. Uh, there's also this understanding that since the little boy was created out of the dirt uh, that came off of Shakti's body. Dirt also signifies, that he probably needed a cleansing. He needed to be clean. Dirt is also considered to be ignorance. And uh, in his fight with Shiva, eh, and in his destruction of his head, the chopping of his head, his ego, his head got chopped off, and that's how he got re-cleansed and reborn. Now, um, now Gajasura is very special, but elephants are very special in general. They are the largest land animals, and yet they are extremely gentle, and they're very herbivorous. They have their sense organs are extremely developed, except for the eyesight, are much more developed than a human. For example, their sense of smell is so strong, it is supposed to be 4 times stronger than even a bloodhound. And their skin is extremely sensitive. So, which is why, even though it's rough, it's very sensitive, which is why they put on mud on their bodies. The mud is like a sunscreen. See how intelligent they are? And their ears are very attuned, especially to the lower frequencies, and they have a great sense of taste. So, in every way, when it comes to the senses, they are more developed than a human. Now, when you look at their brain, they have very, very, very developed temporal lobes, which handle the sensory processing. So there again, you can see that not only